Welcome back. Well, looking ahead at the June acreage report that will be released later this month from USDA, Matt, how high do you think corn acreage could go, and what is baked into the market right now?
Yeah, I think big acres are baked into the market right now. As far as what's the acreage number going to come in like, there's a lot of talk that Delta up through Ohio, maybe there could be some prevent plan acres. I know not far south of me, folks didn't really get to run on corn until a couple weeks ago. It is pretty tough to assume though that you're not going to have bigger acres in other parts of the country, and so I do think there could be some prevent plant in areas, but at the same time, I think northern Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, parts of the Dakotas where they were able to get out and run early, and they had really good planting conditions. I'm not so sure that you don't see an increase in acreage there. So, where I'm at right now is probably pretty close to what intentions were, if intentions were actually correct. I mean, that's the big question. But overall, I think that if you get much above that 95.3, it's going to make a very steep uphill climb for this corn market.
Yeah, there are a lot of corn acres out there, we know, and the corn acres that are planted, talking to a lot of folks that in key Midwest states, it does look really good too. So Naomi, considering that funds are short, we don't know what USDA is going to say at the end of the month, but are we running out of time to see a rally?
Well, we are in that seasonal window where if the market doesn't get up and go, a lot of times that last final hope comes in 4th of July weekend. So looking at that 4th of July forecast for weather is a lot of times if the market can have a reason to have one big push higher in July or not. So a lot of times all it takes is one rain to go across the Midwest in early July, and then the market is perceived as having a good enough crop. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Again, the demand situation here is so strong, and that is our supportive argument for the moment. The acreage number coming up on June 30th, I don't think there'll be a lot of adjustments to it. Farmers are doing their best to plant where they can, when they can. And as far as like an acreage shift, the market prices haven't really allotted for a reason to see an acre shift. It would have to be weather based. And then we'll have the quarterly stocks report also on June 30th. And that might be something that gives the market a little bit more of a price direction than anything. So plenty of things to be watching for in the next few weeks, but ultimately for prices to rally, and I know that's what farmers are really wanting to hear right now. They're wondering, are prices going to rally? It would take a major dry spell in the month of July, and we would have to have some really phenomenal new demand news to get the market to work higher. So if we do see any sort of a short-term pop here for prices, it might be your last hurrah for a pricing opportunity for some old crop and to really get that new crop priced as well.
Yeah, thanks, Naomi. All right, we have to talk cattle, Matt, because rumors again hit the market earlier in the week, and we saw cattle prices hit, but then we're seeing record, high cash cattle prices. Those continue to soar. So is there any insight you can provide there right now on really what's at play in the markets right now?
I mean, whenever you look at these fat cattle prices on the board, you're pushing 230 all-time record highs. I mean, that's been kind of a normal thing here over the last couple of weeks, but you're still not up to where cash prices are. Last week we heard the high I heard was 244. And so, you want to get convergence on that market, but, the board just hasn't been able to kind of get that to happen. And so what we've been telling our guys, there's nothing wrong with staying bullish. I mean, fundamentally, you still have plenty of reasons to stay bullish, but at the same time, you can stay bullish and stay protected. I mean, the unfortunate reality is with the funds so long cattle, the gates won't be wide enough, if you will, to get everyone out all at the same time. And you could be looking at a catapult lower. I mean, if you get spooked with something that has some teeth in it, there's no question that you could take this cattle market lower. Now, again, fundamentals are great. And so I don't want to be, an alarmist here. I just want to at least stay protected because there's a lot of money on the table.
That there is. All right, Naomi, Matt, thank you for joining us. We need to take a quick break, and then we're checking in with Machinery Pete for Tractor Tales. That's next.